Now, the under-basket shot can be used in two different ways. You can have the hand underneath the ball, or you can have the hand behind the ball. I have no particular preference. I wanted it to be what is easiest for the individual. But what I did want is the ball always close to the body, never reaching out to put the ball in the basket, not reaching out with the hand behind it, not reaching out with the hand underneath it. The ball close to the body, and it should be released off the board almost entirely on the under-basket shot. You're going to be driving hard. One of the greatest mistakes made in the under-basket shot is trying to jump too high. We want a quick jump. Don't go for height, go for quickness. Quickness is the most valuable physical asset for any athlete, and certainly that's true in shooting. We want control, but we want quickness, and we want, obviously, control comes first, but then as quickly as possible. Now, the under-basket shot, we want the ball to hit higher than the basket, up about the top of the block above the basket, and let it drop through. The idea is to try, generally speaking, to let the ball hit the board softly and come through without touching the rim. If you shoot it a little too hard, it will touch the rim, but it'll still come through the basket, and that's a primary objective. Now, Andre, if you'll move in here a moment. Now, I want you to first of all, we're going from this side, and for most youngsters, instead of trying to shoot, if you're right-handed, instead of trying to shoot with the left hand from this side of the basket, use the right hand. As you get a little older and a little stronger, then you can use the other hand. But now we'll work on the right hand, even from that side of the basket. Now, when you shoot with the right hand, you should take off of the left foot. So I want you to move up to the block, take the one step, with the left foot to jump up and lay the ball in the basket, and then we'll go to the other side and do the same thing. Now, remember, not get height, but don't try to get so much height that you lose a little bit of control of the ball. All right, Andre. Up high, that's it. Now back. I generally like them off of the pass. I would prefer that practically every shot in our offense came from following the pass. Now, the under-basket shot from the side we've shown from both sides. You're taking off always on the opposite foot from the hand with which you shoot. You're laying the ball high off of the board. Generally speaking, whenever you can, use the board. There's a little better, the percentage is a little better in your favor when you use the board. But there are going to be times when you come straight down the center of the court. Now, that's a different type of shot from the side. It's a little more difficult in some ways, in some aspects. There are different ideas to how you should shoot it. There again, it may be with the hand underneath or the hand behind. And there's a question of whether you should use the board or not. Generally speaking, down through the center, I tried to teach our players to lay the ball in just over the rim, not off the board from down the center. Now, everything else remains exactly the same. Ball close to the body, good body control, getting up quickly, not trying to out-jump, but getting a quick release. You shoot by people, remember, not over people. When you try to get too much height, that throws your control off a little bit. Andre, come down the center here for a moment and take the short one underneath in the center. All right, now that's with a hand underneath. Now that's the hand back of it. It makes really no difference. I have no particular preference. Now, some may want to use the board. Use the board, Andre. Now, if you use the board, generally speaking, I would prefer, though, the hand to be behind the ball if you use the board. When you shoot with the right hand, you should take off of the left foot. Now, I, for one, was not insistent that my players keep the hand underneath or the hand behind the ball. I wanted them to do whichever was easiest for them, which they felt most comfortable, and then we would practice on that. The only thing that I did demand is that whether it's underneath or behind the ball, I must be close to the body. The under-basket shot is almost the same as the jump shot, inasmuch as I want the forearm rather perpendicular to the body. And then we release up in here. And in either one, we're going to have the good touch, the good finger, wrist touch, if we're going to be successful with it. If you reach out to lay it in, you run the chance of losing control, even though you're in the open, because the farther